Hey, what is going on? Goreflow here again for episode 6 of Tales of the Collector. I was here a couple days ago with Juju Ninja, but tonight I have got Pugwall. What is going on, man? How you doing? And I'm really
Hey
looking forward to
man.
seeing what you got.
Oh no, it's thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. It's really cool. I was watching JK's show the other night. Amazing guy, great channel. So yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, oh yeah, he's been one of my best friends on here now for what 4 or 5 years now. He's really a stand up, really a real dude, man. I really like his friendship. Through everything, he's always been right there by my side, and it's always that kind of thing's always greatly appreciated. You know what I mean? Because we all need all the support that we can get on here. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Totally, yeah. He's a good guy, really nice guy.
I think last time you were on here, we were doing Black Christmas, I do believe, in December.
Yeah, that's right.
And then you
Black Christmas. And since then you were kind enough to invite me to do a little bit of a little video part for your George Romero documentary. So that was really kind of you. Thank you for asking. Two great things back to back, really. George Romero and Black Christmas. That's right up my street.
Oh yeah, man. And great comments, by the way, too, man. I'm pretty much going to be using the majority of it for it. You know what I mean? Throughout different parts, especially through the Night of the Living Dead part. I thought you really made some really great comments on that. So yeah, expect that probably the 21st or 22nd of this month. As a matter of fact, is what I'll be premiering. So
nice. I look forward to it.
Yeah, me too. And then I'll probably, I don't know, I'll probably take a couple of months off from working because for about the last 8 straight months, I just been working on documentaries. So I just need to kind of just kick back just a little bit and get recharged a little bit. You know, I last thing I want is for things to seem kind of monotonous and for all of them to turn out the same. So I kind of want to get I don't know.
No, I know what you mean. It's healthy to have a break, isn't it? And it's good. It's good from that point of view. I try sometimes to do the same, or if I'm doing one big thing, then I try and just do that and then hold off for a bit. You know, I tend to do things in like big gluts and then sort of burn myself out, and then it's probably better to maybe space things out a bit. But I never learn.
Yeah, it is. And you just took. As a matter of fact, I asked you to do. I think it was Terror Train on because you know most people do New Year's Evil. I always do Terror Train for my New Year's show. And since we were doing like the Canadian thing, I asked you, and you said you were taking a bit of a hiatus. So I was like, "That's cool. Could you make a couple comments for me?" And then, about a month ago, I said, "Hey, do you want to do the collectors thing?" And you was like, "Hell yeah!" So
yeah, I took 2 weeks at Christmas. It's the first time like where I've not done any work or anything on YouTube or anything at all for 2 weeks straight for years and years and years. So yeah, I needed that definitely.
Yeah. I'm always doing something. I just need to. Hopefully, I get 2 good hits, 2 good knocks knocks out of the park in a row here. These 2 documentaries, and then I'll prepare for my next one, which will either be Cronenberg or 70s exploitation. So.
Oh wow, both of those sound great. Yeah. I'm a big fan of Shivers.
You don't see much. Oh God, Shivers was actually the last one of his one of my favorites of his that I seen. I was actually way late to the party on that one, and ended up being one of my favorites. You know, considering that's like his first major. You know,
it's so industrial looking, and all the buildings and everything in it. I just like the way it looks. It reminds me of like almost like a David Bowie album or something, like in Germany. Like I know it's in Canada, but it just feels very like cement. There's so much cement in that film.
Yeah, that island was put together especially for that big apartment complex. I guess that's kind of what they had in mind when they were doing it. And I guess it was an actual apartment place. It seems like it might be more on the factory side and stuff. Now I'm not for sure. That's something I need to check into though, and I will whenever I do his documentary. So I'm really curious what you have to offer, man. I haven't seen a lot of a lot of things that you've collected, but like I said, and the way I look at it is if it's cool and you can collect it, it's welcome here. So you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's definitely I've ebbed and flowed on my collection. Things I might have done some things that people might think are like almost big sins when it comes to collecting. Whereas, like for example, I had every Star Wars figure from Power of the Force, way back to the first, the 1977. Every figure, every and then I sold them all, and people were like, "Wow!" And I was just like, I needed to like draw a line under it and go, I've done that and box it off. And the same sometimes goes, I'm quite ruthless. I used to have thousands and thousands of DVDs, Blu-rays, VHSs, and then I moved. And when I moved, I was like, I need a bit of money, I need a bit more space, and I just went through them ruthlessly. And I was like, if this isn't really special to me, then I'm going to get rid of it. And I haven't regretted it. I mean, sometimes I'll go to look for something and it's not there, and I'll be like, oh. But generally, I haven't regretted it. I've got there's things like I brought along a real mixture of things that I collect. I thought what I'd try and do is bring things where I've got where I've kind of grouped them together. So, for example, like Star Crash is a big thing that I've almost accidentally become a collector of. So the movie Star Crash, Luigi Cozzi, who's famous for Contamination, and he runs the Profondo Rosso shop with Dario Argento, and he was involved in the American version of Godzilla. Really great guy. I met him, and when I met him, I'd already been a fan of Star Crash as a kind of B movie, like almost like bad movie that you just watch and kind of watch with friends. And I just ended up accidentally almost collecting loads of Star Crash things. So I started collecting the VHSs. So I got I'll just move that so it's out of the light. So Star Crash VHS, and I got the big box here, which is this is the rental one, and this is one of the home ones. There's loads because it was so ubiquitous at one point. So I collected that. That then led to buying things at conventions and online, and kind of, I would say, I mean, there's so much. There's stuff that I've got here that I can't put my hands on. But this is my signed Blu-ray, signed by Caroline Munro and Luigi Cozzi as well.
I love them.
And she's so nice. She is definitely the nicest person out, like from movies that I've met ever. Like, she's just so nice. In fact, I'm doing an event with my friend who I do the Ghost Stories podcast with, and he's doing a reading of his ghost stories. And Caroline Munro is going to be at the event, so hopefully I'll get to see her again. It's in a couple of weeks, and I'm traveling down to London, which for me is a good 6 or 7 hours drive. So I'm really looking forward to that. So hopefully, I'm tempted to get her to sign it again, but I don't really know what to. But yeah, she was Stella Star in for those people who maybe don't know, she was Stella Star in Star Crash. It was written and made as an idea of what Star Wars was going to be when they'd only seen the poster. So Luigi Cozzi had only seen the poster when he created it. So it's nothing like Star Wars, but it's great, and I mean it's great and terrible at the same time. And from that, I started getting like things like this press kit from Germany and like cards and things like that. Now over there, and I don't know if my camera will pick it up, I have all of the lobby cards. And my wife was good enough to get them framed for me at Christmas. I'll see if I can kind of point in that direction. The right-hand corner, you've got the day bill on the left, and then the lobby cards on the right. I don't think my camera will go far enough to show. But on that side, and then on this side of the room here, that's I've got my my post, like full poster of Star Crash as well. So I've got quite a lot of Star Crash stuff. I might as well show my Grizzly poster while I'm there as well, which I'm quite proud of. I just love the design of that, and my Batman 89. I've got a lot of Batman 89 stuff. So is that? I know that's not strictly horror, and I know that like most of the people will show horror stuff. But I just thought things that I have a lot of I've seen to have develop this Star Crash collection without even knowing, if I'm honest.
That's the way it happens. Yeah, it really is. It really, yeah. Yeah, you talk about Gullah stuff. I don't know if you remember Tony from Horror and Taj. he collected up. He hasn't done anything in a couple of years, but he collected up 4,000 or 5,000 Blu-rays, DVDs, and everything. And then he just all at one time he just sold everything and then started over because he had just pretty much got everything he wanted, and he wanted that thrill back of finding it again. And I totally understood that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think the ones I have are ones that I absolutely love and I can't part with. So like I was looking at like which box sets or which like special editions of things, or even, and I'll go as far as saying that sometimes I quite like custom. I was trying to find my custom Nightmare on Elm Street that was I got signed. I try and get the signed by people. This one's not signed, but I got this custom Day of the Dead. These guys from Alley Cat Graphics, they made this really great Day of the Dead custom VHS style box, but inside it is really good. So it's like there's like a little kind of fake tape thing, but then there's tons and tons of little artwork, like a little mini standee of Bub, little pass card from the film as well, stickers, massive like poster. Alley Cat do some really good graphic stuff actually. Some postcards, and I just bought this. Like, I just couldn't resist. It wasn't majorly expensive, and I know that like people will go, well, it's not like official. Like it has enamel pins in there as well, which is really cool. But like, I just absolutely love all this kind of thing, and there's a similar one for Nightmare on Elm Street 3, and it has like the Hypnosil in it and things like that. So like. Even though those aren't official, I just think there's so much care and attention and love have got into them. I absolutely love them. And then when I was thinking about what horror films or what sort of box sets. So I think my favorite, I really love the Indicator sets of things, and they do all kinds of stuff. But my favorite, and also it's such a wild and insane film that I love. Is I think the best one or my favorite one is the Corruption, Peter Cushing in Corruption. Box set from Indicator. The stuff that comes with it, the book and the sort of mini lobby cards. I've not opened them yet. I've not even looked at those, but because I don't want to, because I want to keep it pristine. But like the book that comes with it, the stuff that all about Peter Cushing and the making of the film, because it's just such a bonkers film. Lasers and all kinds of nonsense, but I love it, and the extras on it, and this is why I always think it's a good one. When you look on the extras, and the extras are like that. You're like, there's a lot to dig into. So that would be one of my favorites.
I've collected all of the John Rowland indicators so far. You know what I mean? Like the new vampire and stuff. Those are really good too. Huge, you know.
They make the everything that they make looks great. So even if it's like a terrible film or a terrible series, you're tempted to buy it because it looks so great. I'm always a little bit like I'm a massive Troll 2 fan, and I'm doing like a little documentary about Troll 2 at the moment, and I'm really I like going to make like a real effort to make it like I might not even necessarily put it out on YouTube. But I'm working with Darren, who worked on who played Arnie in Troll 2, and I've interviewed him, and I'm doing like an audio documentary where the story of the film is told by just his voice, and then like there's stills and things like that. So I'm really excited. I'm really kind of looking forward to telling that story. But what I will say is like I've noticed I've collected, and the reason I mentioned Trolls is because there's a really great new 4K of it that's come out, and I've kind of resisted getting it only because I have the box set that has Best Worst Movie on it and Troll 2. I've got my original DVD and my original VHS of it as well, and I'm like, I if I was really being a completist, I guess I would probably buy the new one. Well, actually, do you know what? That's not true. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to level with you. I did buy it. I had it, and then somebody offered me more money for it than I paid for it, and I sold it to them without watching it.
Hey, you know.
Level. I can't lie to you, Keith.
Hey, you know.
So yeah, so there's like, it's weird how I've got like a Star Crash collection and a Troll 2 collection. It's like films that most people would admit are some of the worst films ever made. But yeah, I just love them.
I don't think I've seen either one of those. I don't think I've seen either one, to be honest with you. So it's something I need to check them out.
Yeah, well, Best Worst Movie is a great documentary that comes with one of the sets, the for Troll 2, and it kind of tells the story of the making of it. Like many amazing good movies or good bad movies, that it was made with real sincerity and heart and an attempt to make a good film. Too many like films are like kind of done where they're like, well, let's make a bad movie. And if you go into it with that intention, then it's not going to be funny. It's not going to have the love of the fans. It's not going to get, I don't know, it's just not going to have that same feeling. It needs to have that sincerity. Like that's why The Room, Tommy Wiseau thought he was making a masterpiece, and that's why you get The Room, and that's why, like, this is another one of my favorite box sets, the Miami Connection, another one of my favorite B movies of all time, and like, it's an incredibly beautiful looking box set, but just such a bonkers film, like just terrible. So like, but I love it. Like, I absolutely love it, and I think I'm just drawn to these kind of films.
It's all about fun, man. It's just fun. Those are some of the funnest films. They're some of the funnest. They really are. And when it comes right down to it, what is it we shoot for? We shoot to enjoy what we're watching. So that's
Yeah, I'd rather be confused or like it be absolute nonsense than be bored. And I think like there's a bigger sin for me for someone to make a multi-million-dollar movie and I just instantly forget it. Like, you just think, oh, why, how does this happen? I'd much rather watch something where someone's poured their heart and soul into it. It's not quite worked out, but it's fun or funny. I'd rather watch Suburban Sasquatch than Ant-Man Part 7. Like,
right, exactly. Because you can tell when somebody's put themselves into it and when they haven't. I mean, it's obvious.
Oh man, there's a film influenced by Sam Raimi, and it's called it's called Slaughter Day. I don't know. It's a shot on VHS film, and you can hear them literally say "cut" at certain points. But these two brothers in Hawaii have shot this film, and it's like stuff coming out of a cabin, out of the floor. The way they shoot, it's so creative. The camera's driving on a car. Like, a lot of stuff they're doing looks really dangerous, and it's amazing. It's so much fun. I'd rather watch that than go and watch some big blockbuster that's just going to bore me to tears. So like, I think more people are going that way as well. I think more people are wanting to watch stuff that's like, rough around the edges and fun and entertaining and silly, and rather than just kind of watching, something that's kind of made by committee with like 20 writers or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you were talking about Carolyn Monroe. Most of her career is filled with those kind of films. You know what I mean? You got, Sinbad or Sinbad. You got Maniac. You know what I mean? She's done. The last film is a lot of stuff where they would just, like, for instance, Maniac. They would just stop off rather than getting a permit. Stop off somewhere in New York, and shoot really quick, and then take off before the police came along. So it's like,
that's crazy. She's in Don't Open Till Christmas as well. She's like singing in that one. And then she kind of disappears because she's like, oh, I don't want to be in this movie. It's shit. But it's a great. That's one of those films where it's got great, like, I think it's a Vinegar Syndrome one. Great release, and that's a box set that I've got. It's not a great film, but the story of the making of the film and the extras and everything on it are absolutely fascinating. Like, it's the story of it is worthy of a film itself.
And it's fun.
So sometimes I like that. Sometimes I like it's so grimy and sort of sleazy, but a bit like Maniac, I guess. Very similar, kind of grimy and sleazy, like kind of sweaty film, But I love those kind of things. I love those kind of postcard, like late 70s, early 80s sort of stuff. So
that's something that we immediately connected on was that kind of thing, because we got into talking about, what I mean, about the fun rather than overthinking it, you know what I mean, and about how we discussed Romero and like Phantasm, you know what I mean, and stuff like that, where it was like a committee of friends together, you know what I mean, just a bunch of friends get together and make a film, and how they all seem to turn out really good.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. You're right. And even if there's one person who's kind of the name, the director, it's this group of people that they work so well with, almost by osmosis, that they just
Mm-hmm.
trust implicitly to make that vision a reality. And that's like Romero, that's like Coscarelli, that's like it's like Argento, it's Carpenter.
Yeah,
They're
they were all the
they're
best
all
boys. They were
yeah,
all the best
yeah.
boys. Like for instance, on Friday, George went and got the sandwiches. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And like, I think I feel like that group with Stuart Gordon as well as one that people maybe,
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Stuart Gordon, I have got a couple of horror figures that I've kept
Awesome.
hold of over the years. So I've got my one of my favorites from one of my 10 out of 10 films. I've got I love these Toony Terrors. Sometimes I think the
A
sculpts
lot of
from
people
the
do.
Toony Terrors, they look more like the character than some of the ones that are supposed to be very screen realistic. So I love this
Right.
Herbert West. Yeah, I love this Herbert West Toony Terrors. That's one of my favorites. And
Those are
the
good
other
enough.
one, yeah, they're great. I've got an Elvira one somewhere. I can't think where I've put her. She's probably hidden away somewhere. But yeah, I've got an Elvira one. It's probably in my private collection. No, I don't know, but but I know I don't know where I've put Elvira. I'm sure she's safe. Or am I safe from her? I don't know. But and then my other one that I've always liked is I bought this one in Manchester at
Oh
convention
yeah.
a few years ago, Silent Night, Deadly Night. I love that whole series. I think I've never seen a series of films where from one to the next they're so completely different and
Yeah.
so just randomly I don't know, like just everything that you wouldn't do in a
Right.
franchise, it does all of it, and that's what makes it quite appealing to me. Is it makes no sense whatsoever. Uh,
Yeah.
I've always loved them, and the weird thing is that when it was, I think it was during COVID, and my family and everybody, we all had to stay apart, and I was sleeping downstairs, and I was just on Christmas Day, I woke up and I just watched every Silent Night, Deadly Night film, and it was single handedly one of the most depressing Christmases I've ever had, but also kind of awesome as well.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I mean, Mickey Rooney is even in one of them. So it's
Yeah,
like, yeah.
yeah. After saying he was, how offended and disgusted he was by the first one,
Yeah.
and then they go, "What, money? Yeah, I like money."
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
always seems to make a little bit of a difference. Yeah.
yeah. Show me the money.
Hey, hey,
So
Ninja, what's going
stop me if
on?
I'm rambling on too much, by the way, or if I'm shooting
Oh,
through
you're all
things
right.
too fast.
Oh,
I
you're
don't
all
want
right.
to.
Hey, we got Tombs, we got Brian, we got Ray, Rob, what's going on? Hey, Nanette, Ninja. Thanks everybody for coming by. Much appreciated. You can give us a like if you would, please.
Oh, that's
Much
nice. Thank you to see all those people in the chat.
appreciated. We were talking about Carolyn Monroe. This is speaking of that, this is a big, huge edition of Maniac that's got both of them.
What is it?
It's 12 discs, and it's got on one side is the original 1980, and on the other side is the remake. And this thing, I mean, you got like this art here. There's the remake art. That's just one side, and then there's 6 discs from it, including the soundtrack.
Wow.
And right in the middle, you get this big old book. Ooh, wow. And then on the other side, here is the original.
And the artwork's awesome.
And
I think I had the vinyl of that at one point. Somebody gifted me like a massive box full of horror vinyl, and again, the offers that people gave me for them were too good to resist. So I no longer have most of them. I think the one I wanted was, and I don't know I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I had an idea that there's like a kind of splattered original Street Trash one that I wanted, but I don't know I don't know whether I made that up. But yeah, I like the idea of kind of multicolored, kind of the vinyl matches the film.
Yes.
Like I really like that.
I have the Maniac, as a matter of fact. It's really cool too, man. I mean, it is just. I got the Black Christmas right there. I don't know if I showed that to you when we were doing Black Christmas. I'm sure I probably did. But yeah, it's the Death Wolves Maniac. Of course, everybody knows I'm a huge Maniac fan.
Yeah.
This is yes, Monday Death Wolf, and right here is the record, like it's blue.
Oh yeah, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Yeah, there was quite a lot of those. I think what it was, I'd got like somebody gave me like 20 of those, like of horror. I can't remember what the company was called. I used to make them, and one of them was the new Maniac, I think. And it was soundtrack for that, and I was like, yeah, maybe. And I was like, I'm gonna get these, and then I think they gave me for like 50 quid, and then I was like, somebody offered me 50 for like one of them, and I was like, okay, so this is a really good business opportunity.
Yeah, those can go. Like for instance, this one here I got through Discogs, which is one of the best places to go to get these kind of.
I've seen that. Yeah,
See the Living Dead. Vinyl. But you know that his tracks are some of the best, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh man, and that film in particular, yeah. That's a great one.
Yeah. He's
the Fifth Beatle, one of his favorites. He's mentioned that to me a few times. So there's a few friends of mine.
That's why I featured him for that 2 or 3 minutes. I featured him on that Fulci documentary because I just felt like he deserved that. So for 2 or 3 minutes, I put on a couple of his tracks and just had him talking about working with Fulci.
Yeah, man, totally. Yeah, I think that in terms of soundtracks, I do have them scattered around. The most recent one I bought was I got the Batman '89 soundtrack. Now I realize what's happening is I'm collecting Batman '89 stuff without realizing it again.
Right.
So I started stacking some of them. This is just some of it, which is a bit mad. So I got the like I said, the film that my family all got together and framed a lot of my posters at Christmas. So got that one, and then I've got my VHS, which takes me back to my my kid days, and the proper like little when I was a little kid.
Cool.
And then this one's really fun. This one's a little blockbuster. It's like what do you call them? Pop thing, like a little pop dude. It's like it's just a little guy in there, and it's got like a little blockbuster card on the inside of it. I just thought I have to get that. I don't have many. I did at one stage. I had loads of vinyl pops. Now I only really have my favorite cartoon of all time, What's Opera Doc. So I have Elmer Fudd and Bugs Bunny from that. And I have Marceline from Adventure Time because that's who my dog's named after. So my dog's called Marcy, and she's named after Marceline Vampire Queen. And this was the most recent vinyl that I got.
Cool.
The not the soundtrack, should I say, but the songs. The Prince, not the Danny Elfman one, but the Prince one.
Right.
So I've been putting that together without really realizing it.
That was on production. That's when he was Spirit Magic Helmet, right? Spirit Magic Helmet.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna give
Yeah. It's my favorite cartoon of all time. I show it when I was in the classroom. I used to show it to the kids every year. I'd be like, "You've got to see this. It's the best cartoon ever." In fact, let me see if I can find it.
And I will give you a sample. Yeah.
And it's like Spirit Magic Helmet.
Yes, magic. That's great. Yeah.
Kill the
Yes, to kill the rabbit. Yeah, man. I grew up on those. My brothers were huge Looney Tunes fans, and I can remember you know what I mean, all the way back to before Bugs Bunny changed, before Elmer Fudd. Remember, Elmer Fudd was this bigger guy with this bigger head. And then they made him smaller. You know what I mean? It's just my
his head was huge.
My all-time favorite is Foghorn Leghorn. He is my absolute favorite character.
Oh man, I say, boy. Yeah, man. Oh man, my favorite bit in that is where obviously he falls in love with the with Bugs Bunny, and he goes, "Esmeralda, you're so lovely," and he goes, "Yes, I know it. I can't help it.
I can't help it." Yes.
So good. So this is why my dog. This is my other cartoon one where this is what my dog's named after. This is Marceline Vampire Queen from Adventure Time. Which I used to watch avidly. And yeah, so that's Marceline Vampire Queen. She has she's just awesome. Yeah, she's great. So this is so my dog Marcy, her full name is Marceline. After that. So yeah, that's one. I don't have a lot of pops at one stage. I had tons. I think I've got some Mystery Science Theater ones. I think I've got Tom Servo up there somewhere. But yeah, I've not got a lot of them anymore. I think I sold a lot of them. Yeah. What I'm doing now is I'm just kind of sort of just if it, you know, that woman who's like, oh, does it spark joy or whatever? I think I'm doing that without knowing it. I'm kind of like, if I love it, that it stays. If I don't love it, then why have I got it? It used to be any film I watched, I had everything that I watched, everything that I, you know, and the same goes for like if I'm getting pictures with people or posters and stuff, I want them to have like a story. So if I'm going to meet someone, I'm going with a friend, they're always like, oh, do you want your friend on it? I'm like, of course I do. Like that's the memory, like the you know, so yeah, so I quite like I like to have something attached to the things that I own, if at all possible. Can't do that for everything, but yeah. So like for example, I bought this in Manchester. I must have circled this about 4 or 5 times For the Love of Horror. I think this is one of my favorite things. This Harry. I'm pretty sure it's a 1 of 1. The guy was telling me, and I must have gone round and round and round. I'd already spent up. I had no money left at the convention, and I went round and I was like, if it's still there at the end, I'm gonna get it, and I did. So yeah, and it captures everything about that character. Like I remember as a kid watching Harry and the Hendersons and being like, or Bigfoot and the Hendersons as it was called over here. It really captures his kind of sense, like the gentleness of the character. And I remember like I had a dog exactly the same as the dog that was in that film, and there's the bad guy gets the dog and throws it. I don't know if you remember that bit. And then that's when Harry really loses his shit. So like Harry's my guy ever since then. So so I have him. He goes everywhere I go now. This guy.
You gotta love this guy. He just has anybody made just a long line of just fun and cool things as he has. You know what I mean? All the way. I mean, you could go all the way back to even when he was doing De Palma. You know what I mean? A couple times he did De Palma. The guy just, you know, you got Third Rock from the Sun. The guy just really knows how to. He knows how to pick them.
Yeah, he does, and he's got again. He's like you know, he was just kind of like a movie dad at that stage, and then he's gone on and made some really interesting choices. Like he was like before that he was the kind of pious dad, wasn't he, as well, and like Footloose and what have you. So yeah, he's done a bit of everything. Yeah.
And he's never done the same thing twice. You know what I mean? It's always completely different than last time.
Yeah, that's right. I don't remember the last time I watched the movie, but I just remember. I think when you're a kid as well, for some reason, like your more emotional films, they don't get you in the same way. You don't sit there bawling. But now, if I watched Harry and the Hendersons, I'd probably sit there bawling, like just sort of like crying or something. But like, it's weird. I don't watch a lot of emotional films anymore. But I would class films like that as quite emotional. Even like this is another one. It's a weird one where it breaks my heart every time I watch it, even though it's one of my favorites, and you can probably see to my top right behind Jason Bateman, I've got a well, let's move the camera a bit. Flight of the Navigator poster.
Okay.
So it's one of my favorites from when I was a kid, and I remember going to the video shop and getting this version of the VHS, and the 4K with the special features and the book and everything is just out of this world as well. Out of this world, literally. And I've always had a real, but that film will make me cry if I watch it now. So I probably won't be watching it. I probably won't be watching it again soon. It's a bit of a weird one, that, isn't it? I don't know whether you just get a bit more softer to things as you get older. I saw it in my dad. My dad definitely did that. Yeah.
Something that gets me now for some reason, I don't know what it is the movie AI. When when he's screaming and she's leaving him. I think that just strikes me every time, man. I don't know what it is, but it just hits me right in the chest. And it's just, because he doesn't understand, and they programmed him especially to where if she does this, then he will love her. And then right after that, their kid comes back, and then she just discards him out in the wilderness. And he doesn't understand, mommy, you know what I mean? Even in oh my God, man.
Yeah, it is. It's like some things, they touch your heart. Like I know I can't watch things with like any even mild peril for dogs, or even anything that happens to a dog that is like sweet or nice. It'll make me cry.
Marley and Me. Oh my God, dude.
Oh, I've never even attempted to watch that film, Keith. I couldn't do it.
That hit me hard, man. There's one particular part in it where he's talking about, I won't give it away in case but there's one particular part, man, that just anybody that can watch that part and not be emotionally fucked up about it, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, and that's probably why I can't watch it. Oh, when I was talking about like kind of custom stuff, because I was like, one of the things that got me into writing and almost like drove me through writing at university was two people really, Woody Allen and Kevin Smith. And I saw this. I got this from where it's like a kind of knockoff of RST video rental case, and then I thought, for shits and giggles, because it's kind of got all the Clerks paraphernalia in it, I thought, what DVD could I put inside? What VHS could I put inside it other than Navy SEALs?
Right.
So I put Navy SEALs in there. And that was Chroma Video, and I don't even know if they're still going, but they were a great little independent creator, and they made stuff. I think they were married and they split up, or I don't know, but they used to put like little cards in there as well, like for you, which I always thought was a nice touch. But yeah, I thought, what VHS could I put in an RST? But it's really good because it's like RST Video and Nintendo, 58 Leonardo Avenue, New Jersey, and then it's like it feels real, So yeah, I like having that. I've got the VHSs that I've only got. The only VHS I've got a full collection of are Police Academy, because that just takes me back to being a kid. So I've got all the Police Academies on VHS. So yeah, so like I've got all kinds of bits and pieces that I've kind of grabbed to show you. Just things that kind of make up me, and there's some horror stuff and some not so. I found this, and I've never found a way of displaying this in a way I want to. So this is quite hard to see on camera, I think. So this is a cell from a production cell from a Dancing Homer episode of The Simpsons, and it was created in 1991, and it's Fox Studios. I don't know how I got it. I have no idea how I've got it. I've had it for so long, I can't remember how I got it. It's on the back. Fox have like authenticated it, so it's like it is really, really cool production cell. They've numbered which one it is, but like everyone remembers that episode of Dancing Homer. And I just think it's just, I don't know what to do with it though. I've had it for so long. It's a little bit battered now as well. But I just thought I'd show you that, because I just thought it was an interesting little anachronism and little just random thing. I must have bought it in a like an impulse.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's it. I think everybody who's been on your show and everybody who watches your channel, that idea of like, oh, just can't resist.
Yes.
I
That's the disease that we have. You know, the disease what we have. It's like we see it and we go, ooh, and as soon as that thought either hit your head or you make that sound out of your mouth, you go, ooh, you know, then the wall is probably in trouble.
Oh, totally. And I think like I'm maybe trying to be a little bit more I don't know. I can't think of the word, like not discerning, but like restrained. But then what I'm finding I'm
Yeah.
doing is then I buy something and then I have got a bad habit now of kind of selling them on for a loss, which is not a good
Right.
business model, is it? Really, to
Yeah.
to buy something for £10 and sell it for £5, you're not gonna you're not gonna do
I
anything.
just had to be more careful. You know what I mean? I used to get every little thing, and now I find myself I don't have those finances that I had before. So now whenever I get something, it's something that really matters. You know what I mean? Which in the end is better anyway. Really.
Oh, totally. And I think that the thing that because I don't make as much money as I used to do, but my quality of
Mm,
life is better and I'm
right.
healthier and so I kind of try and balance those things off. And then I have occasionally these
Right.
moments where I think, oh, I probably shouldn't buy that. And then I think, well, it'll make me feel happy and I do it and I buy it. Um, and I think I just have to maybe wrestle with the idea a little bit more, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But one thing I won't kind of compromise on is if I'm going to something, if it's an experience and I'm with a friend, I like to
Right.
mark it with buying something or doing something. If it's with friends or family
Yeah.
or just with just a special event or something, and then I'll remember it. So, for example, like I mentioned about the Luigi Cozzi and Caroline
Mhm.
Monroe. I remember both of the times I got those things signed. I know who I was with. The pictures of us
That's what
with my friend. It's like
that's
one
what
of my
counts,
favorite.
man. That's what counts.
Yeah, that's it. It's like, for example, like I went to see my when I was a kid, my hero was like Bret Hitman Hart. Absolutely love the guy.
Me too.
So
Me too.
and just such and good. And I think all the best people love Bret. And when I went to meet him, they were like, "Do you want your picture taken?" My friend's like, I don't really know who he is or anything. I don't need to be on it. I was like, no, like I want you on the picture. My wife's on the picture. My friend's on the picture, and
Yes.
I know it, and it makes me really happy. Like, in fact, in terms of like, I used to collect and try. I almost had every Hasbro WWF figures. Now the only ones I retain are all of the Heart Foundation. So I have like, and by Heart Foundation, I kind of mean the extended
Right.
one. So so I've got like Bulldog and Owen and Brett. I've got two Bretts for some reason. That's fine. And I've got Anvil. And then because Brian Pillman was in that group, I had to get the WCW Flying Brian
Right.
tube figure, even though he doesn't
Four
really
bricks.
move.
I got four
You're full.
bricks.
Nice. And
I got
you can never have too many.
One with a black leather jacket, and one with the pink general jacket, one from the Heart Foundation, and one where he's just in the old pink. So, yeah.
Oh man, so good. Yeah, and I think I used to have a lot. I've still got some of my VHSs somewhere, but one of the only like DVD or Blu-ray that I have left, I have like SummerSlam '92 with Brett and Bulldog, and I think I might have Canadian Stampede, which might be my favorite, and I've probably got
Oh,
WrestleMania 13, which has my favorite match of all time on it. But I haven't really kept a lot of my
ooh,
wrestling stuff. I've got all my WWF magazines somewhere, but they're a bit bent. But
that was perfect.
yeah,
That match was
I
perfect as far as storytelling with him and Austin. Oh yeah, that match
yeah,
made Austin.
totally. Yeah, it's for me, it is my favorite match of all time. I would argue it's
Great.
probably one of the best, if not the best of all time. So yeah.
Yeah, it was very good.
It's nice to have those things, and even the only other one I kept WWE wise was my first interview on the channel was Ted DiBiase. So I
Oh,
I,
I didn't
I
know
got
that. I got to check that
yeah
out, man.
Yeah, I think I may have took it down and then re-edited and put it up because I wasn't happy with it. And then the second time, nobody watched it. But yeah, I kept that. He was really nice, and he actually did something really sweet. So after I interviewed him, he sent me a postcard of him and Andre the Giant on it, and was like, "Oh, thanks for a great time, blah blah blah." And I hope to see you in Manchester or whatever. I didn't end up going to the event, but it was just a really nice thing for him to do. So
It's
yeah,
pretty strange, isn't it? You'd have thought he'd be this biggest prick, but it turns out he is this nice guy, you know?
yeah, and it was weird because I think he was going through a lot with his son. I think his son's he's
Mm,
done some
yeah,
dodgy stuff.
yeah.
So like,
He stole money from the welfare or something, from what I've heard.
right, jeez.
Something.
See, that's what you'd imagine the character of the $1 Million Man to do.
Yeah, and that's something. Of course, with him being the bigger name and him being the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, it's all come back on him. So I'm sure he loves that. Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's a shame. That's a shame. Oh, another thing I wanted to show you, which I thought was pretty cool, is another handmade item that probably most people would have missed when I was looking around in this big, massive. You go around these horror conventions and everyone's looking at the big
Right.
masks and the machetes and the vinyls and t-shirts and stuff. And I found this little handmade no face from Spirited Away,
Oh,
and
okay.
it's one of my I remember watching Spirited Away in a cinema with two people and just thinking what an incredible film it was. And No Face is such a weird, spooky yet funny character. Obviously, never says anything, just keeps popping up. Um, I love Spirited Away as a film, but I just love this little. So I'm not sure if it's supposed to go on a Christmas tree or something, but
Yeah.
I've just had it for ages. I just really like it. So little things like I was saying, like the handmade Harry and the Hendersons, and the
Yeah.
just little things that people have made. It is
Yeah.
quite nice. And I don't like undersell people who make things like 3D print things.
Right.
If people haven't seen Spirited Away, I'd recommend, like, even if you're not into like that Studio Ghibli style or films or anything, Spirited Away is just kind of one on its own.
Yeah.
It's great. I do like things that are made. Like, people have made some pretty cool 3D printed stuff, and I think JK mentioned in the chat that he liked the ship design of Flight of the Navigator, and I got this little 3D printed ship. That should be that way up, I think. And again, just a couple of quid, but I just really like some of the 3D printed stuff's quite cool. I got this like gummy Venus de Milo printed from, if you remember, in the Simpsons sweet can.
Right.
And the Pick of Destiny, that's one that's 3D printed as well. Tenacious D, and if for those people who are fans of Red Dwarf, I got the hologram. Now, Rob Grant, who one of the creators of Red Dwarf, passed away this week, and it's really weird because I only got this recently, so it's like a little tribute to him. I don't know if you ever watched Red Dwarf, or whether it made it into your kind of space, because it's such a British. It's like a group of kind of misfit space travelers who get put into stasis. It's kind of like Alien, really, but like if you'd imagine that everyone in Alien is really useless and like just can't get along and make fun of each other and are really like kind of rude about each other. It's a comedy. It's only like a little half an hour ones, and Red Dwarf's absolutely amazing. But yeah, there's a guy called Rimmer, and he's a hologram, and he just has this H on his head. So that's why I got that. So yeah, I think you might get that kind of, because I know you mentioned you quite like some British comedies. You said to me before, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's just it's the delivery that I think only the British can do. You know what I mean? It's just, and my 18-year-old son, he's a huge fan. It's that one show where he's a big fan of, where they bring on the different stars, and they'll have like a bunch of Taskmaster. My son loves Taskmaster. He adores.
Yeah, I'm late. I was late to that, and I only watched it because I really like. So if you ever listen to the podcast, How Did This Get Made? and Jason Mantzoukas, who's on that, he was in The League as well. He was on the last series of Taskmaster. He'd specifically asked to go on it because he just loved it so much. And I thought, oh, I've got to watch this because I really like Jason Mantzoukas. And it was just such a funny, series. I was like, I need to go back and watch all the other series of it now. It's such a great idea, such a great concept, and every series is going to be completely different. It's just a lot of fun.
Really successful. My son has watched like all of them, you know, and you wouldn't think an 18, he watched it since he was like 16 or so. So you wouldn't think, but he just gets into all that different kind of stuff. He's well rounded on his likes and everything. He's just very cool.
Younger folks really love like Taskmaster, and for it to be like over here, it's on Channel 4, like a network TV show that young people turn on to is quite unusual, because really they're just watching YouTube, you know, mainly, or not even that, they're just scrolling like TikTok or whatever. So it's massively popular over here, and I know it is in America as well, which is bonkers. Yeah, it's bonkers really how well that's done, and I think it's really good. It's funny because like I'm not like a massive fan of Alex Horne or Greg Davis individually doing their stuff, but they're great together on that show. And some of the it's all about the alchemy of the casts that they pick for these things as well.
And I think they pulled off that dry British humor that I'm talking about. That's why I mentioned it. Is I think they pull that off better than about anything. You know what I mean? And it's just totally. That's why I specifically named it, because they really nail that. They really do. And I didn't think that I would get into it, but he knows my taste, so he said, you got to check this out with me. He'd never been watching it for a year or two, and I watched one of them, and I was like, you're right, I do enjoy it.
It's funny, I took a bit of convincing to watch it as well. I was like, I'm probably not going to like this. I don't really like panel shows, or like, to be honest, I'm not a massive fan of like a lot of British stand-ups. There's one particular British stand-up that I'm a massive fan at the moment called James Acaster, who I saw on his like recent tour. He's doing like a work in progress tour, so he came to our a town nearby to us, which was bonkers. Like, he didn't even know where he was, and he's great. But generally, the ones that you see on like panel shows and quiz shows and stuff over here, I'm like, I don't know. I'm a bit concerned about the British version of Saturday Night Live starting soon. Like, I have a feeling I'm going to give it a go, but yeah, because the American version is very hit and miss, and has always been very hit and miss. Like, people just think we just see the best of and the best clips and this, that, and the other. But like 70% of it is usually not very funny.
Right. Yeah. It's something that I just think plus it's lost its luster the last 20, 30 years. I think most of the best stuff came in the 70s, early to mid 80s, I think.
Yeah, and that's it. We're lucky enough over here where we would probably have only seen like best ofs or short clips of it. So like the idea of it is maybe like to us is this amazing thing where every week that people are rolling in the aisles for an hour or so, and like that's not actually the case. Like, I think that maybe like there's a strong 20% of every episode maybe that's really good stuff, but like you're cranking out a lot of content, and you can't guarantee that everyone's going to be a classic. That's a bit unrealistic, isn't it? So I don't know how we're going to do over here doing a British version. God knows.
I didn't know that you guys were getting one, so kind of let me know how it does as time goes by, because I'm definitely curious to see how they go about it.
Well, I am. I'm interested in it, and I'm definitely not like a lot of people have said it's going to be terrible already, and kind of made up their minds over here. But they've hired about 20 writers today. Some of the writers are from things I'm a fan of. Some of the cast I know, but like the idea is that, you know, these unknown people are going to become stars. And people don't seem to get that. Most of the comments on the things I've read are like, I don't know who this person is. I was like, yeah, well, nobody knew who. Well, they're not ready for prime time. Like, they're not ready. They were. That's the whole point,
right?
But yeah,
I mean, without that, we wouldn't have got Chevy Chase or Dan Aykroyd or John Belushi or any of those people. We wouldn't have got any of them.
Yeah. So, and I think like people having time to find their voice as well. It's tricky these days. They don't really give people a chance.
Right.
But So yeah,
Um,
yeah. Sorry, go ahead, mate.
well, no, I was gonna say, what do you got coming up now? Now are you off of the hiatus? I mean, are you coming back with anything? Or?
So I've got a few bits, and yeah, I'm back, and I've put a few things up recently. Last week I interviewed quite a lot of people from a few different films. Um, I interviewed Darren Ewing from Troll 2, who I'm working with on the little documentary. I interviewed Troy Froman talking about Saved by the Bell, another one of my favorites from when I was a kid. Who else did I interview? Oh, I interviewed Jed Shepard and Adam Marcus about Jason Goes to Hell. So
Cool.
that was a good one. I've been doing a little bit of work for the Thing expanded documentary. They've sent a few things through, and they basically, I'm like a lot of people like promoting it, and I'll only promote things that I'm really interested in. So luckily, I am really interested in that documentary, and I thought if I did that, they'd send me a load of stuff to watch, and they did. So it's a win-win for me. If anybody buys from my link, that's great, but I don't think they will. What else? Oh, I've got an interview with a director who has become a bit of a friend over the last year or so, called Thomas Smith, who made a film called Demon Squad, which was riffed on Mystery Science Theater, one of the modern Mystery Science Theaters. He's took a few years and he's made a sequel to it, and we're going to talk about that on this Sunday. So that's one to look forward to. So yeah, just a few bits and pieces going on. But I really want to do this documentary. I really want to do a good job on it. I've already put so many hours into it, and I've probably done about a minute and a half. Like that's how slowly I'm working on it. I'm looking at every transition. I'm looking at every movement of the camera. I'm looking at all of the sound, the way I'm basically going right back to when I was at university, and I'm looking at like making what I would call like a proper film, and it's a bit scary, but I'm gonna go anyway.
What I found with the documentary, and that was my first actual full length documentary. What I found with it is that most of my best ideas come along, like right when I'm right in the middle of something, and this is what I found. Stuff, it'll just come along like that, and it'll start happening. And the ideas are not something that I think out. It's just something that hits me. That's where all my best ideas for the documentary came. You know what I mean? So I do. I guess I just felt it naturally. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. And I think maybe what's scaring me is that I am trying to like write this out and plan it out and do it, which I've never really done for YouTube.
Only to a certain point. Before. Only to a certain point. But don't overthink it. Don't overthink it though.
Yeah. Just that's it, because you can edit the edit and then edit the edit that you edited, and you end up with not a lot. So I mean, it's going to be about 20 minutes, and I want it to be short because there's already a great documentary about the film, but this film's more what I want to do is tell the story of how Darren has come to terms with the fact that a lot of people are interested in him because of the film, but he's had a lot of abuse from people because of it, and he's been very introspective about how he feels about it, but he's also been really open about how he feels about himself and his connection to the film. And I just kind of want to tell that story, mainly as well because when I interviewed him, we had a lot of problems with visual, like with cameras and stuff. And I thought he's telling me a really personal story here, and I wonder if people are not going to necessarily spend the time listening to it or watching it because it was all a bit all over the place. But within that story is something really special, and he just came across as such a wonderful person. The idea of making this film in 1990 that everyone forgot, then found, then hated, and then it was beloved, all within 20 plus years, while he's trying to come to terms with other things and trying to work as a continue work as an actor. I think it's a really interesting story, so I just want to tell it in a way that does him justice.
But that's I mean that's cool because like with my documentaries, what I want to do is I want to tell the story of. I want to talk about the characters. I want to talk about the films themselves. Everybody knows George Romero's story. Everybody knows Fulci's story. That's been told a million times. What you want to tell is the story that people haven't heard. What you want to do is you want to tap into that they don't think about it every day. So that's a good idea.
Yeah. It's going to take a while. I might like at the moment. I'm the things that I'm posting. I'm really enjoying, and the lives that I'm doing. And then kind of sometimes cutting out into little bits the bits that I think people might have missed on the live. So, for example, there's a really great story Adam Marcus told about when he went to see Hard Boiled for the first time and met John Woo, and like what happened before and after it. And it's a crazy story, but like only maybe I think 100 people watched that, and I think like I'd love it if I clip that and some more than 100 people watch it. Do you know what I mean? Just to kind of get that moment. There's these little moments that sometimes people miss on the live interviews or the interviews that are put on, and some things take off and some things don't, and I find that a little bit frustrating. So I just want to kind of make sure that the things that I find interesting, at least if I put them out there, then somebody else might like them.
Exactly. Shit, man. I'm kind of wanting to do a thing where kind of what I was wanting to do before. I wanted to get a little further into these Canadian shows, man. So you definitely got to come back and maybe we'll check one out or something. Man.
Yeah, well, we mentioned. I think you might have watched Night Train Murders. I think you did Night Train Murders, didn't you?
Yeah.
That is one that, again, like we were talking before, that kind of has that grimy feel to it, but also it's like really great cathartic feeling of revenge. It hit perfectly, a bit like I Spit on Your Grave, where it's like the revenge needs to be worse than the thing that they did, or else we're not going to be happy. And they nail that. But yeah, there's loads of those Canadian films that we've talked about before that maybe they captured something that before the US captured it, and just or the US just went, oh, that's a good idea, I'll do that. I mean,
we talked about Shivers. I haven't covered that very much, so I mean, we could definitely do Shivers if you want.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. That's a really good. I did a Cronenberg season. It must have been maybe 2 years ago now, and I had such like great chats with people about it. One of them being the absolute amazing Dave of Savage Zombie Reviews, and like we chatted about Cronenberg a lot, and I miss him. I miss him for those, like, because he was for such like a knowledgeable person. I think what we had in common, we're quite unserious people, and like
nice guy.
And nobody have a bad word to say about him, and just a lovely man. And watching things that they were a little bit off the wall, his reactions were always really cool, really funny. So like I look back on watching those Cronenberg films with like a big smile in a strange sort of way, because they are usually quite strange films, and a lot of people go a bit, oh, but like I look back with them with a smile because I just remember experiencing them with cool people, with Mike and Dave, and just so many cool people who watched them with me. So yeah, I'd be happy to revisit those. I mean, that's like well over 2 years ago, man. It was 2 years ago. Jeez. Yeah, I did Shivers. I did Shivers with Larry.
It's like we're both ready for a revisit to them. So hell yeah, man.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing all this stuff with us, man. I know you got to get to bed, so I'll go ahead and get ready to let you go. But yeah, thanks for sharing all that, man. I loved all the different variations of stuff you showed, man. That's what this is about, So.
Oh, I didn't even get a chance to talk about my Jaws stuff, but I'll talk about that. Most of my Jaws stuff is outside of the house, so I've got a lot of these signs from Jaws and things, and because I live by the sea now, so it makes me laugh to have like a lot of warning signs and Jaws. But and a shark did wash up on our beach about a year or so ago, so I do feel like I live on Amity Island,
That is the scariest movie to me. That is the scariest movie that I've ever seen. That is the only that one made me never want to ever get into the ocean. Of all the movies I've seen, that's the one that scares the hell out of me.
Yeah, it's definitely scarier than Sharknado for sure.
All right, man. Well, thanks for joining us, everybody, man. Much appreciated. Of course, much love to all you guys. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Go over and go over and sub to Pug, man. He's got a really good channel. Really cool guy.
It's been an honor being on your channel. Well, thank you.
Thank you, man. I definitely appreciate it, man. We knew each other for a while. We talked for a little bit, on chats and everything, but we finally actually met in person this past December, and it's been cool ever since, man. It's much appreciated.
Yeah, thanks, bud.
But I'll hold you, and we will do shivers, man.
Yeah, I'm on it. Yeah.
All right, man. Have a good night. Get some rest so you can do your thing, man.
That's it, man. I've got an early start. I'm in the words of Danny Glover, I'm too old for this shit,
Right. All right, man. Well, have a good night, and I'll talk to everybody later. Everybody have a good one, and I'll see you next time. That is Pug, and I am Orphan, and you are not.
Right.